Hello, folks. Oh, we are live. Brilliant. So, welcome to today's stream. I'm joined today by Edred.
Hello.
And
Hello.
Let's just double check that you can hear him.
Yeah, I hope they do.
But yes, today we are doing the Anduin's Eotheod concept art. And yes, the Eotheod, oh, complicated word, they're kind of like, they are basically Rohan's ancestors. So, as you can see, this guy before me, this sneak peek you saw in the thumbnail, he's very similar to the Rohan Medusel guard that we know and love from the movies. And you do hear Edred, brilliant.
Very nice. Very nice.
I think I saw some. I mean, there's loads of you here, so welcome everybody. And I'll just have a look at some of the questions we had earlier. Joe Schnatz asking who will model this faction. As far as I know, it's Han T who's currently doing Rohan. So unfortunately, that means it's a while away. But we want to just get them all out, get all these concepts out while we can. Nathan, I like your mod, Rise of Mordor. Thank you very much. Teodor's in the chat. Hi. I mean, Teodor, if you'd like to join us in voice chat, do you...
Oh, he doesn't hear us right now. He's deafened.
Oh, he's in the chat?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, brilliant. Teodor is one of our newer 2D interns. We've recently got 3 new 2D interns, which is really, really cool. It means you're going to see so many more concepts be pumped out.
Yeah.
You know, Anduin, Harad, Gundabad. So I'm glad you've joined us. Did you speak just now? Sorry, Theodore.
Hey guys, do you hear me?
Oh yeah, brilliant. Hey man.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully you being here as well, you can watch what I do. Of course, I'm not a master or anything, but it's good to see what other artists are doing and learn from it.
Always a great way to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, as you can see, it's already fairly detailed, this piece actually, but I'll start the stream off with finishing the final details, and then we can perhaps move to a second version, a second variant.
Cool. Okay.
Looks cool at AF. Critics, thank you very much. And Matty saying the guy looks like a proper northern captain. God, that good to hear. I mean, what do you think of this Roman style plume? This is that a centurion plume or a decurion plume or something like that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
One goes this way, centurion or decurion. One goes that way, one goes the front way.
Any Harry Thorpe asking any big characteristics, game style for them, like cavalry heavies such as Rohan?
Well, Anduin Vale's a funny faction actually. It's
very diverse.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, basically I'm just going to start while we talk, by the way, but we have, I think, 4 designers on them at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Edred as well is on them, and Theodore is doing the... Theodore, what are you doing? Which unit are you doing?
I'm here. I just look at your drawing.
Oh no, yeah, I was saying, which unit are you currently working on? Which concept?
Hobbits. I work on Hobbits right now. I pretty much finish it. I just need to do something. I don't know, fix the edges. You said to me.
Yeah. No, let's see. So as Theodore says, he's working on the store Hobbit unit for the Anduins. Edred, what are you doing?
I am working on the General Valesmen, like the tier 1 and tier 2 units.
They're looking fantastic.
Great to hear.
They're really cool. I mean, the feedback we've had for all the Anduin units is it's not what people expected. So when you see them, you'll probably not expect it, but I think they'll look really, really good. But yes, so the faction is broken down into the main Valesmen, the Eotheod, the Beornings, the Woodsman, and the Hobbits. So it's 5 different sub-factions, if you will. And each of those is going to have a different colour. As you can see, the Eotheod are Rohan's ancestors, for anyone who didn't catch that. So they're basically a red Rohan. Slightly more northern, slightly more... I don't know, I want to have a slightly... I mean, they need to look similar, but they need to look unique, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, red is going to be their colour. Edred's doing some fine work with the main Valesmen, which are blue.
Yeah, which are blue and some green, but not a lot. Mainly blue.
Yeah, and then Beornings are going to be sort of a golden yellow, I'm thinking. Woodsmen are going to be a dark green. So lots and lots of colour, lots and lots of variation.
Yeah. Massey Ferguson saying, I love the Centurion style helm. The Bardi and Captain in Dale have one similar.
That's true. I mean, they're all, I think Dale and the Anduin Vale are related as well. They're all sort of Northmen.
Yeah.
So it's good to have some similarity. But yes, like Rohan, these guys are very obsessed with the horses.
Yeah.
So having that horsehair plume does make sense.
Does make sense.
Zahn saying Schnitzelboy asked if he could join the stream. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not dealing with the adding people, but yeah, of course. The more the merrier, my friend. Edred, do you know if are interns able to just join on their own?
No, I think Turdot got dragged by Fingus in the voice chat. So I think they have to join a normal VChat on the server, and then we drag them down.
All right, lovely. Schnitzelboy, if you're listening, that's your answer. If you join one of the team's streams, one of the voice chats public, and we'll drag you down. So yeah, I'm not really doing anything in particular here. I'm just going over the edges. I've got a fairly solid brush here, just to get those crisp lines. Like Theodore, I was saying with your concept, what you kind of have at the moment is, so it's a bit of a lesson as opposed to as well as a stream. Oh, no, we didn't want to do that. Apologies. Right, what you have kind of at the moment looks like that. And it sort of looks like his arm is blending into the background, whereas you want a crisp, hard line to define where his arm is.
Yeah, I tried to do some line art on it. I can.
Good.
I really don't know how to do it, but I tried.
I mean, all you need to do really is have if you look up here, that's your brush opacity. If you just make it 100. Or 90 or so, you will get a really crisp line anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all you really need. I mean, but yeah, I have to say Theodore's Hobbit concept, which is very close to being finished, so you'll see it soon, is really, really excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Maron, which tier is this unit for?
Oh, these are your elites, tier 4.
Yeah, the tier 4 guys.
No, I'm having a lot of fun with these guys. Elites are always fun. Elites take ages to do because of all the detail, but I mean they're such good fun.
So Smokey O is asking, do we even have details on Anduin Vale?
In terms of the lore or in terms of the mod?
Cosmetics, I don't think we do actually. Not a lot of cosmetic description on how they look and dress.
Yeah. Well, I think we're taking from the fact that they're Rohan's ancestors that they would look similar.
Yeah.
Of course, we see Bjorn in the Hobbit films, so I guess the Bjorning style will be kind of similar, like that crazy beard he has, or stuff like that. I haven't thought about that yet, to be honest, but it is nice to have the freedom to make up our own designs. Yeah. And of course, anyone in the watching or Theodore, oh god, we don't want that. Like that. Theodore, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, or Edred, what I'm doing, like what techniques I'm doing, do ask.
Do you use any color dodge or I don't know, a filter for drawings?
Oh, it's that. To be honest, the only tools I really use is the brush for literally, and then the fill bucket's really good.
You have only a brush, right? You don't have any like I don't know, 10 brushes. You only use one.
I use this one brush for
hey folks,
almost everything. Oh, hello.
Hello. Sorry for budging in like that.
Oh no, don't worry.
Yeah.
But yes, as I was saying, yeah. Sorry. One brush for most stuff, and then I use this. Which is it? This one. This sort of really fuzzy one for the shadows. Which I would do on the speaker.
Okay, thanks.
But yeah, there we go. And yeah, Matt Haley saying presumably Rohan with a little bit more of cold weather gear. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah.
This sort of white fur.
Yeah. And Massey Ferguson saying, will the Anduin Vale have a man-bear themed unit or skin changeless wild man?
The Anduin Vale skin. Yes, I think so. I think there's 3 Bjorning units, and the most elite one is they're going to be skin changes. That unfortunately won't be able to turn into actual bears.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be incredible.
A lot to animate and to code.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It would be cool to have like just a bear unit, a unit of just wild bears.
Yeah. That would be fine. Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm assuming that's more.
But I think they already have a lot of cavalry and all that stuff.
That's true. That would make them very OP, I think.
Yeah.
Who is Major Idiot? Is that one of the moderators?
Looks like it.
Or perhaps a man-bear-pig unit. A man-bear-pig... What do you mean, the war goats? The dwarven goat riders? In which case... absolutely not. But yes, hello everybody. I haven't even plugged the Discord. What am I doing? If you're anyone new here, of course our Discord and social media is all down below in the description. And the Trello. If you'd like to look at the Anduin roster to sort of understand it a bit better, it's all there. Which I would suggest doing actually, because it's actually one of the more complicated factions we have.
Yeah. Diverse factions, like we have a lot of different cultures. Well, it's basically the same culture, but a lot of
5 subcultures, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, my social media, if you'd like to see it, Instagram and stuff, is there as well. And we've got a Rise of Mordor Instagram, if you would like to follow that as well.
Yeah, we do.
Although there's nothing on there that you won't see on the server previews.
Yeah. Mostly your concept, so
yeah, there's some really cool models on there as well.
Yeah.
Where is this faction based on the map? And does anyone know the brief history of it? This faction is the Anduin Vale. So it's basically above Rohan, above Lothlorien. They're the land between the Misty Mountains and Mirkwood.
Yeah.
And basically the history of it was that when Gondor, back in the Second Age potentially, when Gondor was in trouble fighting the Easterlings, they called on the men of the Anduin Vale the Eotheod, these guys, to come and assist them, and they did. And Gondor was victorious, and so they gave them the land of Calenardhon, which later became known as Rohan. Calenardhon, I don't know what Calenardhon has green in there somewhere, so green lands or something in Elvish. But yes, so that's the Eotheod. But in terms of the Vale, we just know there was people living there, really, woodsmen, and we see in the Hobbit, he writes that the orcs go and raid the villages of the woodsmen, and I think he does say that there are hobbits living there. So I think that's all we know. Gollum was one of those hobbits living there. That's what I know about that. He was a hobbit from the Anduin Vale.
Hello back, Schnitzel boy.
And Javi, will you guys do a Ardunaim / Umbar faction? It's not planned at the moment because the Ardunaim, the Black Numenorians of the south, are all part of the Harad faction at the moment. But you know, that might be a sub-mod. It would be, admittedly, it'd be a very cool fun faction to design, the Numenorians of Umbar.
Yeah.
I have got an Ardunaim Black Numenorian concept on the go at the moment, so you never know, you might see me stream that as well someday. You might see me stream that next.
Joe Schnatz asking, so 2 factions will have hobbits?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Alas, I think... Oh, go on.
The Reforged Kingdom of Arnor, right? Will have...
Yeah, that's the one.
Will have hobbits, and the Anduin Vale.
I mean, I guess if we do make a sort of Breland and the Shire faction, which unfortunately probably would be passive in the campaign because they just didn't fight really, did they?
Yeah.
But if we do, I guess there'd be loads of Hobbit units in there. You know, that is the dream, isn't it? Conquering Barad-dûr or something with an army of hobbits.
Yeah. That indeed looked pretty funny.
Yeah. We can't take that from our players. We have to do it. We have to make it happen. But yes, Maestro is the guy that does all that stuff. So if he decrees it, it happens. And if he outlaws it, then I'm afraid we don't see it happen. Awkward Saxon. Is the roster of the Anduin Vale based on any sources, or did you come up with the unit concepts and names? Yeah, the sources are... I mean, if you didn't catch my probably quite poor history of the Anduin Vale, do scroll back and find that. I mean, these guys are Rohan's ancestors. There was just other people living there. We're basing the look off... off Rohan, really. A slightly more northern themed Rohan.
Mm-hmm.
Still unique. We want to make them look unique. We don't want them to be a carbon copy because that wouldn't look as good. But yeah, but that's the idea, really.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a great way of explaining it, but oh well. Matt Henley's here. Oh, Matt Henley is our other 2D intern. So it's good to see you here, man. Matt is currently working on the Mahud Beast Tamers, which is a Haradrim concept. And that's looking very good as well, so I'm sure you'll see that soon in previews. But yeah, that would be cool to have like all 5 of us 2D artists in a stream. Right, thanks for that.
Harry Thorpe is asking, will Angmar be joining the mod?
To be honest, I'm not. Why is it frozen? God, there we go. Not at the moment, no. If that's the thing, Eotheod is largely a quite peaceful place. So that is basically all the factions in Eotheod are lowest priority at the moment.
Yeah.
Imladris, Arnor, Eredluin. So if we find that once we've added them that there's not enough of a challenge there, I guess that would be a logical thing. But in the lore, there wasn't a faction in Angmar during the War of the Ring. I guess what we'll do is we'll bring Gundabad all the way around, and they'll occupy that place, and they'll take the place of Angmar as well as what Gundabad is. So I guess that would be the answer. Gundabad also does have Barrow Whites and Rudar units in the roster. Again, you can have a look at the Trello page down in the description and have a look at the the Gundabad roster for yourself. But yes, you'll have to start a petition or something if you want Angmar. Xavier, I just checked the roster and the preview notes. I really like the whole concept for the faction. It's good, isn't it? It's going to be a fun one. We're sort of quite early. I think Edred and Arrow, who's our other final new 2D intern, who's unfortunately Australian, so it's not unfortunate that he's Australian. It's unfortunate that it's currently 3 a.m. there, so he can't join us. But both him and Edred are working on finding an aesthetic for the Anduin. They're still sort of narrowing that down.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most fun bits about designing a faction.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we already found an aesthetic, honestly. It's just that we have to work it out more.
Like refining.
Yeah. I think the whole idea, like the cultural idea we have, so...
Yeah, no, agreed.
Samir Elmas asking, will you include heroes like Gandalf or Aragorn? Yeah, some heroes will have units dedicated to them, but I'm not sure Gandalf.
I'm not sure what we're going to do with Gandalf actually, because I guess you can make them sort of agents.
Yeah, that could work.
We won't be doing standalone heroes like Warhammer.
No.
Just because that sort of changes the concept of the gameplay a little bit. What we'll do, I assume we'll just keep what we have at the moment. You've got Day 9-foot with his unit of Sons of the Mountain.
He looks so great.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of the most beautiful additions so far. Sounds like someone doesn't like Australians. Oh, dearie me. No, I love them. Absolutely love them. Although I prefer New Zealand because they're just epic.
Definitely.
New Zealand is, of course, the home of Lord of the Rings, so how can you hate that? I'm tempted to start talking in an Australian accent, but that would be a terrible idea.
So, Mayron, what's your process for creating a new unit from scratch, like this one? Do you do a lot of sketches first, or do you just draw with like feeling, and then you somehow get to a point where you like it?
Why don't I just start a new unit? Actually, I was going to detail this a bit more, but you actually already see the basics of this. And of course the detail. The devil is in the details, and that it takes ages. All these little bits need careful refining and stuff. So that you won't see as much progress as if I start something new. So I might as well start a new concept. Yes. Actually, I've got this. That might be useful. This actually is a really useful breakdown of the 5 different sub-factions of the Anduin.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the main Valesman, we've actually scrapped. Might as well get that up. We've actually scrapped green, or it's less of a. It's only a highlight, so I'm just going to remove that for now.
Yeah, because I use only one green.
Yeah. We tried it with green, like tunics and stuff, and it just looks so much like Rohan that we just want to stay away from that. So yeah, main Valesman, pretty Anglo-Saxon light, chainmail, scales, similar to Rohan but unique basically. The woodsmen are the people that live in Mirkwood. Darker colours, leather armour, hoods, stuff like that. The Eotheod are Rohan's ancestors, so they are, horse decoration, reds, but same kind of armour. Hobbits are just hobbits really, as Theodore has done, and you'll see them very soon. And the Bjornings, big, hairy, vicious, golden cloth and stuff. So yeah, there we go. Also gold, maybe to reflect the fact that they like keeping honey. I didn't think of that, I just thought of that just now. But yes, so there's your breakdown. Crunchy Biscuit, petition to add Smeagol as a hero unit. Special ability, bites finger, drastically reduces enemy morale. That'll be cool. Gollum would probably require custom animations as well, wouldn't he? As far as I know.
Heavy Hobbit infantry.
Oh no, that has to be made as a submod. Has to be. Like an army of tier 4 hobbits in full plate, like full Gondor plate or something.
Yeah. Chainmail and covered helmets. And all that.
Oh, that'd be great. With massive axes or something. Dodger Kingdom, the unit cars of Thranduil and Elrond on Trello look spot on. Oh, thank you very much. I had a lot of fun doing them. They were great fun. It's hard to do pixel art that small and get realistic looking facial, like a realistic face that represents a person. So yeah, I'm glad they turned out well. Edric, could I ask you just to entertain them while I go to the toilet for a second?
Sure, of course.
Terribly sorry.
Well,
terribly unprofessional, of course, but
I'll explain to them how the hell we figured what we should use for the Anduin style.
Hello again, folks.
Anduin Vale style.
Sorry about all of that awkwardness.
Oh, it's no problem.
I had to fix my my Discord because it wasn't working as properly.
No, don't worry.
Nice to meet you guys from the team.
You too.
Nice to meet you too.
I've joined I think a month ago, and I started working on what have I started working on? The Elves faction, trying to create the shield, the 3D model of the shield, and Mano's been helping me a lot.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's looking good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
do you guys hear a delay? Do you guys hear your voices as well?
A little bit before, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I mean,
I'm just trying to fix it.
Mute the stream on YouTube.
Sigward saying Fountain Guard Hobbit Division. I love the sound of that. Absolutely love the sound of it. I'll be back in a sec.
Sounds like a bad Sabaton song title. Okay, so while Mayron is going to the toilet, I will explain to you how we proceed to find and establish a culture for a faction. So Anduin Vale are Northmen, as I think it's the sub-race we call them. So Northmen, and they are basically ancestors of Rohan. Rohan are very Anglo-Saxon inspired. So you will find a lot of tunics and Anglo-Saxon inspired helmets, shields. Even though they are fantasy liberties, they still make you remember that they kind of look like Anglo-Saxons. So for the Anduin Vale, I with Arrow decided that what is the closest we can go to Rohan, so it means Anglo-Saxons, but also try to make it look like they're the same faction but still stay unique. So we went towards a more Sami and Scandinavian, way more Sami and Scandinavian's tunic and clothing style, because also naturally they will have more on them to protect them from the cold and all of that stuff. So it's way more it's a bit more colorful than Rohan actually. There are more flashy colors, even though I have to tone them down because they're very saturated for the moment.
I think hi, I'm back, but yeah.
Okay.
The lower tiers, we generally want them. You know, they're working in the fields, they're getting dirty.
Yeah. Exactly.
So even if their clothes did start off quite bright, they'd be getting quite old and worn. Whereas the more elites, like this guy here, he's wearing really bright red because he's rich enough to afford expensive dyes and stuff. But yeah, lower tiers, we want them to look poorer, more sort of mustard, not as in the mustard sauce, but mustard as in sort of people forced to fight. Anyway, yes, so I was going to start a character from a sketch from scratch. So basically I just get a black line, nothing, there we go, something like that. Just going to hide the spear for now.
Awkward Saxon saying, "Will Banderbreast took be a hero to lead the heavy hobbit cavalry?"
He was 4 foot. Yeah, he was a hero of the hobbits, wasn't he? He unfortunately, sadly, was long dead by the time of the War of the Ring. So, unfortunately, people like him, Thorin, Azog, they won't be making it into it. Oh, High on T's here. Oh boy, the kin of the Rohirrim. Absolutely. Yeah, these are Rohan's ancestors. Wow, we have 75 people watching. So yes, some of you must be new. So I do implore you to check out the Discord and find out more about the project, because there is so much good stuff there. If you look at the previews there, it's excellent. Truly, truly excellent work that gets made by those modelers. But yes, without further ado, let me start on a sketch. So, it's good to sketch a figure next to one that's already existing, because then you don't have to worry about proportions too much. You've literally got all the kind of guidance lines that go across as you need. But yeah, and I'm not too worried about line art, because as you can see here, none of the line art ever makes it to the top. It all gets drawn over.
Yeah.
So really, really rough.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Who is this?
Vicelet, man.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Vicelet.
How you doing, boys?
Oh, very good, thank you.
Very good, and you?
Me as well.
Yeah, we're doing the Eotheod concept today.
Oh, nice. Is there like a second variation of this boy?
Yeah, I'm going to do ideally 3 actually, if I can fit them in.
Oh, nice. With all the different helmet styles?
Yeah. I was just sketching up a whole load of different helmet styles the other day. So yeah. So this is, doing stuff like this live on camera. Usually I like to do the sketching away from camera, because that's where, I was saying earlier that the difficult bit is the details, but that's a time-consuming bit. But actually, the most difficult bits are the early stages, where it's really important to get those proportions and that movement and the fluidity and the colours and stuff. They all get done at the very beginning. So that's the things you need to. That's the really challenging bit, in my opinion. I'm sure Edge can agree.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I really love the line art stage and the sketching stage, because it's an opportunity to improve on posing too, like drawing positions and all that stuff.
That's true.
So I really like it, and I sometimes take more time doing that than the actual painting, as you can see.
Well, that's the thing. Your style is very much to keep the line art on top.
Yeah.
So you do see that at the finished piece, whereas I don't really care about.
Yeah.
You don't see like that. It doesn't look like that, my piece.
Mm.
And so I don't really mind as much of getting it neat. That is a loud mic. Ooh, I'm terribly sorry. Oh, is that Wizarlet man's mic, or is that my mic? Do let me know.
Or mine.
I think yours fine. Anyway, yes. So now sketching humans is not easy, I have to say, and I'm still very much learning this. So, and I guess there's no one way of doing it. You just have to get it looking fluid and dynamic, which is easy to say and it's not easy to do. I often get my figures looking really quite stiff, and like they're made of stone or something, where they're not relaxed or free fluid. So that's something I'm really trying to work on now. Edred's much better at that than me.
I tend to focus more on that too, but thank you. Well, I told Theodore too that working with shapes helps a lot.
Exactly.
Like right now you're doing very two-dimensional, but I mean you're gonna paint over it, so it's alright. But when you want to leave the line art and you still want to make it look three-dimensional, you have to like really work with shapes and different forms.
Right. Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, so when you do, I'm interested actually, because I've never done line art in the way you do it. When you do line art, do you actually have to? Do you go over stuff like this and erase it and then? No,
I don't even do that much. The thing is, you try to keep it as simple as possible. So there are a lot of, I will say, useless lines right now in your sketch, but that is a sketch, so you just. But when you do line art, you want to really like try to have as less possible as lines as possible, and then you kind of have your drawing, and then you do the clothing over it. But the thing is, because you want to be fast, right? You don't want to lose too much time on the sketch. You have to really keep it simple. You don't make useless lines, but that's normal. Everyone does that. Like when you draw, for example, you did your head.
Yeah.
You like made circles, and you made too much circles, even though your first one was good.
Yeah.
See, stuff like that. You just have to watch out, and eventually it'll be easier than to just make another layer and then draw the clothing on.
No, I see. I guess with modern technology, you can have layers and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you are better than me, because layers, I just can't do them. I've got 3 layers. This whole guy's on one whole layer. There you go.
Yeah.
And his spear's on one, just for ease of accessibility and stuff. But from this sketch, I'm just going to draw on top of it. I'm not going to make a new layer even. I'm just going to draw on top of it and just cover it all up.
But again, that's where you're better at painting, because I can't do that, because I'll make a mistake and then everything's on the same layer.
That's true.
And I'm like, damn it.
That's the unfortunate thing, actually. If I make a mistake on this, that means I have to sort of go in and then rub it all out like that, and then draw it all back from scratch.
Yeah.
But yes, it's good to have the different options available to people. Oh, and we've been missing the comments, sadly. Blazing Firework, I love your mod. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Whoever just joined. So is Wizlet Man still here, or is he just?
Oh yeah. My mic has some issues lately.
Hang on,
so it might be.
If I turn down your user volume, Wizlet, is that better?
That could work.
Okay, hopefully I think I turned down your user volume from there, so hopefully that works a bit better. Hanti, Rohan isn't done, and you have already extended my backlog. Yeah. I mean, yes, unfortunately, so Hanti is going to be modelling this. Hanti's the guy currently doing Rohan. So yes, unfortunately, it will be a while till you see these. But We just want to get all the concepts. We've got a sort of list of priority concepts. Oh, his head's... There is something funky going on with this guy here. I'm going to just try and really focus on getting this right. But yes, we've got a priority list, which basically the two remaining factions we need to do concepts for is Gundabad and the Anduin Vale. And once we've done that, there's only sort of the really low priority factions like Ered Luin and Imladris that remain, which may not even make it into first release of campaign. So that's why we're doing them now.
Yep. Pope John Paul.
Hello. Ooh, Pope John Paul's here.
Yeah, he's saying good to see new factions in the work, guys. Love the art.
Oh, thank you very much. And yes, like like new factions that have little reference from the movies they're definitely the most fun to like create your own look. Really, really good fun. I was amusing the other day actually in one of Leo's streams. The soundtrack finished and then one of your videos, Pope, started playing. So we had 5 minutes of hearing your voice in one of our streams. Some lovely advertisement there.
Yeah.
Right, I've not done a good job on this guy. This is poor, to say the least. God, he looks shocking. I'm very disappointed by this.
It's alright. It's not what that matters right now.
I think I can probably get away with this because I'm going to be drawing over it. So
yeah,
I'm going to hide it with a shield as well. That's a good tip. I mean, with concept art, you don't want to hide too much because like the modeler has to see this and he has to draw. But if I've got it drawn on this side, so he doesn't need to see both sides of the trousers, so I can hide that with a shield. Is that the right arm for a shield? Oh. That is the right hand, yeah. That's your left hand, so you'd hold a shield there, yeah. So yeah, there we go. He's holding his shield there, just to hide some of my proportional failures. You know, you just got to do it, really. And then he has his spear. I guess we can give it to him like so. His lance. And of course the legs will be hidden as well. Thank God. With his long skirt of mail or whatever we're going to give him.
Ragnarok Eva is saying, "Hello there, and such a great design." And Jasper also saying hello. Lots of compliments, actually.
Really like.
I'm honestly amazed just how nice the chainmail looks. I mean, it looks so realistic, and it's like you made.
I mean, yeah, chainmail is. I've made a like tutorial piece about that actually. If I need to send it to you, but it's like it's not hard. It's just really, really time consuming. I can give you a little breakdown actually now. Just for fun of what I do. So let's put ourselves up to 100 opacity. I do that with the number buttons as well. You can do it up here with this slider, but using the numbers for that is really quick. So you've got your black base, and then I get a smaller brush. Ooh. And then we get our ring colour, and I just have to it's time consuming. You just draw loads and loads and loads of little C's. And if you have a whole skirt of mail, that's a lot of C's to draw, trust me. And then once you've done all your C's, like so, if you're doing really close-up mail, then you go in between each one of these as well with the links that connect them, which takes even longer. And then I go over it again to get in the shadows and the shaping of it, making it look more 3D. Get some light and dark in there, and then getting that highlight colour, which really does sells it the most, and getting those reflections. Of course, this one isn't great. I haven't spent much time on this, but you know, each.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks much easier to model this rather than to draw it in 2D.
Sure.
It looks, and it's much less time consuming to just pop in a modifier.
Oh, for sure. I mean, some stuff are harder in modelling, some stuff are easier. That's the... Like cloth. This sleeve would take really quick. Sorry. Yeah, this sleeve will be really quick to draw, but to model you have to go into Marvelous Designer and do all that crazy physics stuff that I've seen Fruity do.
Yeah.
Which looks horribly complicated.
Yeah. It does look very hard to do.
Let's just
That's why they always... The modelers always get grumpy when you do a lot of clothing on the units.
Yeah, my job is to make our modelers suffer, sadly. Danielle, why can't I draw like this? It is just down to practice, my friend. That is the truth. People say like talent. I don't believe that. I think if you work hard enough, you'll get there. Always. And even if you have like talent that sort of helps you, pick things up faster, that's nothing without the practice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, get practicing is all I can say. It's Felborn. Sorry if this has already been covered, but will the Anduin Vale have hobbits also? Yes, they will. And yeah, if you want to see the Anduin Vale roster, have a look in the description. We've got our Trello boards there. Where you can see all the like faction concepts and stuff. And yes, they have one unit of hobbits, which Theodore is designing, and you'll see them very soon.
Matt Halley is asking,
go on.
Is this unit going to be a pikeman or no?
No, these will be cavalry.
So shock cavalry.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They haven't got their horses. I'll do a separate concept for the horse, which I'm thinking just giving him a full barding of... It just makes me want to cry to think about it, but I'm going to give him a whole barding of this. It will take me hours, but it's worth it. Pope saying, well, can't go wrong there with hearing my voice. Yeah, no, it was just amusing. Oh yeah, Elegies already answered the pikeman thing, yeah. If they were pikemen, they wouldn't have shields, yeah, that's true. You can't really use a pike with a shield. Okay, so basically, this is a really... I mean, Edred, you probably... this makes you probably want to cry seeing this level of messiness of a sketch.
Because the proportions are very good. It's just you didn't do a pose. Like, he looks like indeed he's made of stone, but the body parts are the good length, so I can't.
Well, perhaps I'm thinking. Yeah, I do like. It's easy to draw the character. It just takes that piece to a whole nother level if they look alive. So I mean, let me try doing something with the head.
I saw a good animator artist who does 2D animation, and he says a good drawing looks finished at every stage. So if your line art is good, your line art is good if it looks finished. Same for if you put base colors on it, like flat colors. If it looks very good, if it looks finished, then it's good.
That's great. Yeah. That's a really good way of thinking about it.
And then you can, of course, take it further.
No, indeed. Okay, if we do him looking to the side, like so. I think I'm going to change up that arm. I mean, apologies for people who are watching and expecting like flashy colours and stuff. That'll be happening in a minute or so. Oh, we have 90 people watching.
Yo.
Hello there.
Oh, it's Fruity. Hello. Frusty is our dwarven modeler.
Hello, Frusty. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I think I sent you a message. I think it was probably a week ago. Yeah.
Let's get that spear in like so. Maybe he's
Mayron,
it. Oh, go for it.
It's actually a very nice tip to turn the head. Makes it directly more alive looking.
Yeah.
It's one thing you can do in 3D sculpture. You know, when you like sculpt or model in clay. If you just turn the head of your sculpture, it already looks alive.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the head just like the neck is like a massive like ball joint. So having that neck look really stiff just saps the life out of it. So yeah, I agree. And I think if we get the spear in his hand more like so.
Yeah.
And again, look at that horrible spear shaft, but there we go. It's just an indicator for me to know where it is.
Sexy Vandal time guy.
Oh, Vandal time.
Yeah, because his helmet it's type of Vandal. Yeah, 8th age.
Isn't Vandal 6th century?
Yeah, but the finish is in 8th age. Yeah, when the Lindisfarne was burned and Viking time has come.
Oh yeah, in the 7th century, I think. Lindisfarne. I'm not sure. I think Lindisfarne is 7.
I thought about 8, probably.
No,
7.5.
Lindisfarne is 796, I think. So it's basically 8th. But
being a history nerd is part of the job, by the way. So yeah, let's give him a similar kind of helmet to this guy. We should vary up the plume though, just for the sake of variety. Matt Haley, I heard you can get really good art if you perform back alley autopsies. Although I've been mostly reading Da Vinci. Yeah. Massey's saying, me trying to imagine what the chainmail looks like in the sticks of the country with 110p. Look more like a cab unit, yeah. Jasper, so all these Eotheod units on the Trello, Rostef, Anduin Vale, are basically distant cousins of the Rohirrim, correct? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. That's why they look so similar, but unique. We want them to still look like they, are their own people with their own history, which they are. David, no shame in using posing references if you want a more lively drawing. Yeah, agreed. I mean, using posing references, that's the best way to learn, really. You don't really learn if you just try and do it yourself, which is contrary to what I'm doing here. But I had a time of just literally drawing over pictures of myself in poses for my concepts, and that taught me so much. So
yeah, it helps you understand the body, like breaking it down and all that.
I'm going to say that is... He looks too small now. Let's make him slightly bigger. There we go. Right, I'm going to call that there in terms of the line work, and I'm just going to go in with... Just going to clean the things up a little bit so we can do some filling to save time. So this is how I do a concept, how I start and draw a concept. The process is usually often changing quite a lot, but this is how I'm doing them at the moment. Basic line art, and then we're going to go in with the paint bucket tool and just fill in the base colours.
So Jasper is saying, so all these Eotheod units on the Trello roster for Anduin Vale are basically distant cousins of the Rohirrim, right?
Yes, indeed, yeah. No, I just got that one.
David is saying, no shame in using posing references if you want a more lively drawing.
Yeah, indeed.
Definitely.
So yes,
I've seen. Yeah, sorry. I've seen such a huge debate in the art world regarding, trying to use references and all that type of stuff, and people calling it cheating or copying some other artist's work. But I don't know. To me, it just seems crazy. Like, how are you supposed to improve if you don't take, or how are you supposed to, create your own style if you're just gonna, I don't know, do it by yourself? I mean, art.
Yeah,
The way I see it is kind of copying someone else and trying to do what whoever you admire.
Yeah, definitely. Well, see, the thing is, I have never ever seen a pro saying don't use reference.
Oh yeah.
Never ever will a real pro tell you that. They will encourage you to use references.
That's the thing. I mean, I really didn't like my fine art exams for fine art A level and GCSE because they had rules. They said you can't copy, which is just ridiculous. You had to come up with your own creative, wacky thing. But it just that's not how it works. You learn from copying, and the people like Caravaggio and Da Vinci and stuff. They learn by copying other artists. So it just doesn't make sense that people these days say that copying is bad.
And if you want to draw people and you copy other artists, they copied from people, like drawing live people. So you can't say copying is bad or cheating, really.
No, indeed. So this is all going to be chainmail like this, and he's going to have a red skirt underneath. Pope saying, looking forward to seeing the end product. Got to go now. See you guys. Well, it was good glad that you stopped by, Pope. Are we on? Yeah, we're 90% opacity. So I've just been using the paint bucket to fill. The dark black bits are going to be chainmail, which is going to be fun, I say with a tear in my eye. Although actually I might as well open up another concept and then just copy that chainmail over. Because otherwise I'll be here all day. So there we go, I've just gone over all the big areas, the big open areas that I can use the paint bucket. From now I'll mostly be using just the brush. Although some bits I can probably get away with. Paint bucket there and there. Oh, no, can't do that, that's full of holes. Let's give him a plate there as well. But from here, let's just take it with the brush. And as you can see, lots of little strokes, nothing too big. I'm not trying to fit that all into one stroke like this, really trying to be careful. No, you just have to, lots and lots of repeated small strokes often is the better. Same with real life sketching with a pencil. That's how you do it. Same with the rubbing out. And to be honest, I haven't given that much thought to this design, so I might get into that place again, where I have no clue on the design, but that is different now because I have people with me who can give me advice. Javier, in fact, in this kind of art where you try and recreate people related to the Rohirrim, you need them to look familiar. Yeah, exactly.
And David is saying, yeah, exactly, reference anatomy, you just have to. One of my teachers used to say, how you're supposed to draw something if you don't know how it looks and how it works. You can't pull that out of your,
The The thing is, I was saying earlier on the dev channels actually that that making your own fantasy pieces, your fantasy designs, I find it's best not to copy directly from history, but to go in with that knowledge of history. So, I know, for example, that plume is Roman, but I'm not going to look up a Roman plume and put that directly in, because that ends up looking really historical, and then people think this just looks historical, not fantasy. Whereas if I know that knowledge already, I don't know exactly how it looks, but I just know it looks like that, and then I go in and do my own interpretation of that, it always ends up looking much more fantasy-like as opposed to historical.
But that is design-wise, so...
Oh yeah, that's not to do with that's not the right colour. That's not to do with the, drawing or the proportions and stuff, that's just the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Canary Boy 64 saying, why the crest? It looks really Roman, which seems odd since the Germanic inspiration. There was some back and forth about that actually. I did an option of it going forward, and then the option of the horsetail from Rohan. The horsetail is fine, but it just looks a bit meh, if you know what I mean, like that. The helmet just looks a bit sad compared to that.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. I don't know if... So we're going to have to figure out a plume for this guy as well. But,
and that's the super cool part about doing design, right? Because you can use stuff from other cultures mix them together.
Harad, for example, is a mix of loads of different cultures, I'd say. You've got... but it all culminates to make this really cool... desert people that don't really have a place historically, but still look really good. They're Middle Eastern and African, even Chinese, Indian, even Aztec, you could say. So that's a whole load of different inspirations chucked into one design, which is... But yeah, I'm sure as we continue and develop the Anduin style, we'll sort of figure out, is that really looking good or is that a bit out of place and stuff.
Matali saying, I think it would look extra cool if the top of the plume was white, by the way, just a suggestion.
Oh, do you mean the whole plume is white, or literally just the top is white?
Like a contrast,
like this, you mean? That's a terrible way of drawing it, but look at that shocking. That might be something we can explore. We could try that with this guy.
And Guardians of Arthedain asking, what software and device do you use?
I'm using Photoshop, which I would definitely recommend if you do want to do stuff like this. There is other options, but I think Photoshop is the best equipped to deal with digital art like this. And I'm also using a Wacom Intuos drawing tablet, which is it's a quite affordable drawing tablet, to be honest. It's served me for about 4 years now. So drawing tablets don't have to be really expensive, although you can get really nice ones with screens. Edward, I think you have a screen, don't you?
Yeah, but I have the cheapest one of the range, and it's also very small.
Yeah, mine's really small as well.
But yeah, Wacom is the most known brand, and also a very, very good brand, high quality.
Yeah, no, indeed.
But there are more affordable brands with screen tablets, like Huion, for example.
Yeah, that's true.
And Xpen, I think. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Mine cost £50, and it served me for 4 years, so that's pretty decent. And it looks a bit weird now with the black that's going to end up being chainmail, because that's not got any colour on it. But fear not. And I know it's quite a simple design, but we'll detail things out in a second. We want to put some fur on him and some gold. Let's give him a nose guard as well. Massey saying Roman where? The plume is what he was talking about. The rest of them is nothing to do with Romans at all, but it's just that plume is looking a little Roman. You wouldn't do Rohan at all? Roman at all? Not Roman. Rohan. Roman. I mean, yeah, we'll experiment. Canary. Zan saying, weird question, but what culture do you think the Easterlings were created by? I mean, from our world. I've never thought about that. It's quite an odd one, really. They have an odd armor. That kind of like scale, those pointy scales. It's not practical in any way.
I'd say Indian, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, it's just not practical. So I wouldn't say there's a concrete nation that used that armor because it doesn't work. It's like saying what nation uses the Galadrim armor, the Galathrim armor. The Galathrim armor just is probably the worst design of Lord of the Rings in terms of practical elements. So really, no nation. But I guess, yeah, as Edward says, Indian. I mean, their culture it suggests they have like eye makeup and stuff. Maybe Persian, but the spikes are just something made up. Yeah, it's not anything from history.
Yes, so a lot of questions what you're working on, right? What concept it is.
Oh, okay. For the new people, yeah. These are the Eotheod Nobles, which are the most elite Eotheod unit for the Anduin Vale. The Anduin Vale are the Eotheod rather, more specifically, are the ancestors of Rohan. So basically, that's why they look so similar. But we want to make them look unique in their own right. So yeah, we're just in the early stages of this second concept, just filling in those block colours. Again, anything that you see me doing that you want to find out more about or me to explain a little bit better, do let me know. But yeah, that shield is conveniently hiding all that error there with the proportion, and it means you don't have to worry about doing a hand, because hands are not fun to do. And you know, having his hand behind the shield means it's hidden, which is good.
Artist life hacks. Do robes, guys. No need to do legs afterward.
Yeah, exactly. It would be, I mean, like getting those legs looking right would be a pain, but I've just covered them in chainmail, so no need to worry about it. Though those are really quite long for... I don't know, I mean, something feels a little bit off with this concept. I guess it's alright. I mean, usually I do this sort of thinking in my head, but and I usually do this off camera, so there's no like toing and fro. I just sort of work out on my own, but I just want to make sure I get this right. That shield isn't very round either.
Noel the Sketcher asking a Rohan unit. So no, it's for the Anduin Vale roster. And Massey Ferguson asking, the Anduin Vale is starting to make me think they are Middle-earth hillbillies.
Why do you think that? They're just Middle-earth Vikings to me. Or...
Yeah, also like plain Vikings.
Yeah.
No sea.
Yeah, exactly. Vikings of the Valley. Or yeah, Vikings of the Vale, better.
And Oh, a cup of tea? How many different units do you guys work on at the moment?
Oh, I'm working on a lot actually at the moment.
Yeah, me too. Like 5 or 6.
Yeah. It's not the best way of working. I found having multiple units on the same time means you do a little bit on there and then you go to the next one and you do a little bit there. So it just means you don't get as much done on one. But it's more fun, much more fun.
Yeah, it's like also a necessity because like it's cool to change a bit.
Yeah, like, you get sort of like
that actually sounds like pretty much all of my total work careers campaigns. Sorry, not careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, indeed. It's just good to vary things up. I get bored quite quickly. So usually like larger projects or when I write music especially, I just never finish, ever. Because you just get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I need to do one single project at a time. If I try to do more, like, I don't know, a shield, a sword, and then something else, then it all falls apart and everything is unfinished and I don't know, I lose motivation.
Yeah,
it's just best for me to go from one bit to the other, but that's people are different and artists are much different, and yeah.
I mean, it depends. If I need to get something done, I just work on that one. And if it's a fun thing, if it stays consistently fun, then I can do it. Like like the elite designs are fun. There's so much detail and stuff which is time consuming, but it stays fun, which is good for keeping me on track. Oh, and Maestro is in the chat asking who of the team is actually here on the stream. We've got so many new guys on lately. I can't actually see who's on the stream, but I think we've got Edred accompanying me, and we have
Frosty.
Is Frosty on the stream as well?
Yeah, I am still.
Oh, you're here. Oh, good to see you. Good to have you.
Theodore.
I spent last time with my Polish family, so I almost forget English. So just sit in here and listening to you.
Oh, okay, good to know. And yeah, we've got Theodore, which is one of our interns, and have we got Schnitzel Boy as well?
Yeah, Schnitzel Boy is there too.
So yes, we have 2 interns, one 3D and one 2D, and then we have Frosty the Legend, and we have Edred. So we have 5 of us. Wow, that's a lot. And Wizlet, is he still around? Or?
Wizlet man? I don't know.
Well, Wizlet popped in as well earlier, so we had 5 people, 6 people at one point. Armoured Space Pony, how about the plumes on their shoulders, just like the Polish Hussar wings? Oh, so you think actual, like, things coming off their shoulders, like so, holding... See, I see that as more of like a Candish, like a can or rune. I see rune. That would be cool to see, like dragon riders of rune with these big golden feathers or something crazy like that. I don't really see that as Anduin Vale, but it is a great idea. I love it. And what I'm going to do here, let's just focus on the face a little bit. And you'll note we have the canvas flipped at the moment, which is a really good tip for an artist to see what their work looks like in a new perspective. Because you get accustomed to looking at it like this, but when you flip it, it's completely different and you see all your mistakes.
Yeah.
And Maestro's saying, sorry fellas, this old sod here is losing track. I remember the days when there were 3 guys on the team, now it's 30. Yes, indeed. Growth has been crazy recently. Really, really cool to see like so many new faces and so many new community members. And of course, let me just plug the Discord again. If you are new to Rise of Mordor, you want to find out more, do consider having a look at the Discord, which is our main hub, where you can see all previews and announcements and updates and all that kind of fun. So do consider that in the description, and it's, I think, a pinned message in the chat. But yeah, Matt Haley saying, might be neat to throw a nod to the story of Fram slaying Scartha somewhere in the Nobles' design, possibly in the shield. Really important to tell that story in the culture, I'm sure. That is a great idea. Oh, that's a bloody good idea, my friend. That is like a... Although, that could make a really good design for the general.
Yeah.
Like, have a shield that is fully adorned in, like, storytelling, or the helmet. Although, we might as well do something on this gorget here. Gorget. I don't know if it's a French word, actually. Gorget. Because I know a salette is actually an English word, even though it sounds French. So you pronounce the T, but yeah, I don't know, pronunciation. And I'll have to do some research into the story of Fram slaying Scartha, or maybe Maestro can sort me out with that. But yeah, that's a great idea. But Maestro's saying we're aiming for that. Definitely. We love Ologhai too. We're working on them. Yeah, absolutely. You might have seen our recent preview of the Ologhai armour. Man, that's looking beautiful. Truly, truly something to be marvelled at. Looking forward to them in game so much. I haven't actually got my helmet designs here, unfortunately. But although actually, let me change that up a little bit. So I'm thinking of the design on the go. So that I end up just that's the thing. I'm not using layers, so I end up having to redo over where I was before. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Gosh, there's lots of chat, so I'm trying to navigate through the chat. Sounds like Myron, don't make me excited for Dragon Knight Riders of Rune that will never come. Well, we have a modeler working on Rune at the moment. He's not doing the Dragon Knights, unfortunately, but he's working on the remaining 2 Candice units. Alta, one of the newest members. Alta's got nice and stuck in with the community as well. Or in the Discord, which is great, because some new modelers come in and they don't really understand, I guess. They don't understand how to use Discord, or they just choose to stay quite quiet. And it's good, it's good for the new people to get in and integrate. That's the word.
Yeah, and Alter always gives like amazing feedback.
Oh yeah. He's very knowledgeable on historical stuff. He looks a bit crazy right now.
Matteo Arrows saying, what is the inspiration for using these colors for the Anduin Vale?
The Anduin Vale is really colourful. Our plans is to have both red, yellow, green, and blue in their design. Not in the same units, of course, but for each sub faction, I guess you can call them, will have a different colour scheme. And I think Divide and Conquer use red for their Eotheod units, so I just like that, and I'm choosing to do that. Really, that's it. Zeros, will Anduin have Bjornings, or will it be primarily Norsemen, like a faction of Dale or Rohan? It'll be primarily Northmen, yeah, but there will be 3 Bjorning units, one of which will be the sort of elite skin changes, like Bjorn himself, although not as big, because that would be another set of custom animations to look forward to. Animations is the one department where we could really use some help.
Yeah.
So if any of you are keen to help out and you're good at animating, we need help on that troll. It'll get done eventually, but speeding things up just be so good. Getting that released, then we've got Wargs planned after that, and then Mumakil. And after that, I guess I don't know what we're doing, but I mean, that's already enough to occupy our poor animators for a long time. By the way, getting this shine on the armour, this is something I've been sort of trying to practice recently. It's really quite difficult to get this sort of metallic look, and some people just sort of colour it all just base grey. I think that's why I wanted the other guys on here today, which is a shame they couldn't make it. But yeah, it takes time to learn this kind of reflectiveness, and again, reference is key. Meister was saying there's an exotic unit of Wayne Riders in the Easterling roster. They're probably a long-term unit because of the chariot animations. Oh, there you go, there's another set of animations. But something to look forward to. They would look pretty cool with like massive wings on their back, like dragon wings, I guess you could say. Yeah. But yeah, so similar to the winged hussars. That'd be very cool. Matt Haley saying, very true, great way to make the general unique as well. Glad you like the idea. Yeah, it's a great idea. Georgie Kingdom, could you give the general the dragon helm of Dor Lomin or something similar? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he was going to have a very ornate helmet. We won't give him the dragon helmet of Dor Lomin. I don't think that belonged to the Anduin, as far as I know. But yeah, something cool. That's a cool design, so something similar.
Armored Space Pony saying bareface on the shoulder. This is Anduin Vale, right?
Sorry, I didn't. Bare face on the shoulder.
Yeah, a bear.
I see. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. I haven't. Oh, what's happened? Oh, we've frozen. That's lovely. Just exit out and exit back in. There we go. That always solves it. Let's just bring that male coif all the way up to the mouth like it should be. I mean, it's going to be really painful if he has a beard. So he's not going to have a beard, this guy. So all those hairs will get stuck in the chainmail, and that would be not fun. The Anduin Vale, they are Anduin Vale. The Beornings are Anduin Vale, but they are Eotheod, not skin changers. Oh no, these guys are Anduin Vale. Yes, but these guys aren't the skin changers, no.
David saying, if that's something that doesn't really bother you, for the metal shining, you can try some photo bashing. It would save you a lot of time instead of painting it. Leaves you more time on the pure design aspect instead of spending it in rendering drawing.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I tend to not like composite photos for my concepts, just because I don't know. I've grown up with a traditional art education, I guess.
Yeah.
And I haven't really. And also, these are like, for me, these are pieces of art. You know, they're also concept and they're also promotional material. So I just like them nice and hand drawn, I guess.
I mean, we had an artist, Robbie McSweeney, who was really good at photo bashing, and he made very great concepts.
Do have a look at him on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be cool to have him back.
Yeah. Give us a masterclass or something, as you said.
Yeah, for sure. Maverick, good luck from France. Can't wait to play it. Well, you can already play it, my friend. You can already play the... Unfortunately, campaign isn't released yet, but we've got the custom battles and stuff up and running.
The Zarn saying, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Dragon wings on Wayne Riders.
Now we don't want to make these pauldrons look too Gondorian, so I'm just sketching out this design. I guess something like this. They do look quite Gondorian at the moment, which is a concern. It's that sort of shoulder. That's a really going to bring them in a bit then in that case. Lassoing sections of the concept and stuff is really useful for just minor adjustments like this. Maestro saying it's always great to see artists designing their work. I could never hope to create anything like that, other than stuff and text and spreadsheets. Well, I mean, again, it comes with practice actually. The more you sort of think about stuff like this and the more you put your mind to it, you just sort of naturally come up with these cool ideas and once you've got the skills to portray them in drawings and stuff, then you're all set, really. And that does look very Gondorian at the moment, so I'm just going to try and... Let's give it a leather wrap like the Rohan ones. David, if that's something that doesn't really... Oh, you've already mentioned that. Armored Space Pony saying, speaking of cool designs, some ideas. Maybe putting the long tabards... Maybe something with long tabards, a tall helmet like the Teutonic Knights, or a unit pushing an object across the... Wait, what do you mean? Tall helmet like the Teutonic Knights. Is this for this unit, you mean? Or a unit pushing an object like the cross pushers from Jerusalem or the wolf handlers? I mean, again, I'm not in charge of like making new unit designs and stuff. I don't what they push. I mean, I guess we're going to make Grond. Grond is going to be a custom siege weapon. We've planned that already. But I don't know what else they could push, really. Because, of course,
has Tolkien ever got inspired by Japanese, I don't know, culture? Well, not culture, but like the Japanese samurai and the warriors? Or have you guys, when creating the designs, have you guys got like... into that area, or was it like maybe not reminiscent of you know, of any of the factions? Like I can definitely see some southern, you know, Turkic inspirations, Arabic inspirations in the designs.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much Tolkien knew about cultures like Japan, because I guess back in the day there was...
Yeah.
But, I mean, because his descriptions of the Southrons and stuff and the eastern people of Rune are fairly vague. But, I mean, I know the Games Workshop, the people who did the Warhammer models, took a very, you know, samurai-istic approach with the Candice unit, which isn't something we've really done. With our Candice units, we've taken a slight, like, a more Chinese look, Korean, I guess a bit of Indian in there, slightly cumin idea with the masks and things. These are for the units that you haven't seen yet, so yes, we haven't, or I don't think there's any plans to put any directly, obviously Japanese things. Oh, okay, well, here we go. Myron, beware it, the Eotheod had no. With bears or skin chip. Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. The Eotheod are not the skin changers. Eotheod, okay, here we go, folks. Here is a quick breakdown of the Eotheod. So these are the horsemen of the Vale. You can have a read of that if you like, if you pause the stream and have a read of that. Here's that thing that Matt Haley was talking about. Sometime later, their Lord Fram, son of Frumgar, slew the dragon Scartha. Oh, Scartha was a dragon. Oh, so you've got kind of like a St. George and the Dragon feel with this.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That's very, very cool. The Eotheod capital was named Framsburg in his honour. I didn't know that. Oh, well, that's cool as well. I mean, Fram's son... go on.
Sorry, too. I was just about to say, Fram and Skatha remind me more of Fafnir and Sigurd.
That's true. Yeah,
because
I guess
they're
so. I guess.
Northern myths. So.
Oh god, that stupid ad. Fram's son Leob was killed trying to tame the horse Felaroth, first of the Meras kind, and his son Eol the Young. Eol the Young was the founder of Rohan. So there you go. So that's your history. And during the rule of steward Kirion of Gondor, Gondor faced the attack of the Balgoth and sent messages to the Eotheod capital. Eol answered to the call of help and rode out with most of the horsemen, leaving only a few warriors behind to protect his people. The riders arrived just in time to assist the army of Gondor at the field of Celebrant. And after defeating the enemy, Kirion asked the Eotheod to watch over the depopulated province of Calenardon, a plain far away from Eotheod in the south near the White Mountains, which of course later became known as Rohan, right? This land was given by the steward 3 months later as a gift to Eol and his people, and they all swore an oath of eternal friendship. Messengers were sent forth, and people of Eol completely removed to the plains of Calenardon, yeah. The Eotheod settlers renamed themselves the Eolingas, but in Sindarin they became known as the Rohirrim of the Horse Lords, and their country became known as Rohan, the Riddermark. Very nice there. Thank you, Maestro. And hopefully that clears things up for people watching as well. I'll be careful not to click out of that. But there you go. Thank you. So that explains these guys should very much look similar to Rohan. And I guess these guys are the people that remain behind, even though it says that almost no one stayed behind. But I guess we could say in our version that people stay behind, and that allows us to make a nice alternate horse faction. But apologies for neglecting the chat, but let's just get through the questions here. Zahn, I will send you and Dean what you mean. Make the shoulder pad steel and the second and other pieces that come after leather alike connected to the steel. Okay, Zahn sent me something as well. Okay, we could do that. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Let's do that. Oh, nice Grond. Will be a cool modelling and texturing project. Yeah, David. I mean, David, if you have any knowledge on that and you would like to help out, we take all the modelers we can get. I'm not sure we're going to work on Grond just yet, but that would be a very cool project. I agree. Javier asking, are the Rohan unit submod and the War of the Ring submod official? No, unfortunately not. Haganaz's War of the Ring is a submod which uses the Europe map in place of Middle Earth, which is very much a placeholder campaign, and I'm not sure if he's even going to bother updating it. So at the moment you can only play it on the 3.5 update. And no, the Rohan submod. No, don't do that. Don't close it. Oh, apologies for that. Yes, the Rohan submod is not official. The person who made it has audacity to even call it a Rohan submod. There is not a single. I would not call that Rohan. It's an insult to Rohan, is what it is. But unfortunately, you'll have to make do with that until Rohan comes out. So don't get too excited, I'm afraid. David saying, I wonder if you could add a particle system to emulate flames out of Grond's mouth. Oh, that'd be cool. I mean, again, I don't know, the modding behind the scenes and all the, how it all works, to be honest. But I agree, that would be very cool. Now, I really don't want to make this look too Gondorian, like I said, so let's follow Zahn's advice. I'm just using the lasso tool, and shift on the lasso tool makes you can select multiple different points, and we're going to colorize like so.
Oh, David already applied.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he said he just postponed his interview with Laiji.
Oh, good to hear. Oh, were you? Yeah, we've had loads of applicants recently.
Yeah, that's great.
Were you the chap that you mentioned? Someone mentioned they were at a university. You sound like you know what you're talking about. You said someone said they were at a UK university. Javier is saying, have you watched the Horn of Gondor fan film? It's a short movie that tells the history of Borondir, the messenger who gave the word to Cirion, the word from Cirion to Eor. Those are 2 or 3 riders of the Eotheod. Yes, I have. Oh, it's a great film. It's a great fan film. I do recommend that one. So we want to get that same hue as the belt, I think. That's a red dyed leather. That'll do. Yeah, I like it. And let's get some gold trim on this. Just so we can be in continuity with this other one here. By the way, this patterning here, I'm not a fan of this. This looks way too basic for me. I'm thinking, I'm okay with that one, but this looks a bit too basic. I think I'll go over all of that in off camera, just to get it looking really nice and like intricate and elite. It's only fitting for the tier 4 units, I think. Meister saying, I should add that the claim that the Eotheod completely moved to Calenardon is not entirely accurate. Some, even if few in number, would logically stay behind. Yeah, agreed. Which means that it's completely logical for us to make an Eotheod faction, even in the Third Age, long after Rohan's been around. So let's make a quick plan. Although no, I'm gonna save that cool detailing for later, of the dragon being slain. Like so. We haven't got any fur on these guys, I've just realised. Perhaps we can give them a fur on. We could give them fur on their back. Doesn't make sense, but it's good to have that.
Will they have a cape?
Well, no, I don't think so, because cavalry units in Attila unfortunately don't do very well with capes. But something, a short cape is good. So I think having a sort of short fur pelt on their back is good enough. So let's give them that, just to continue that. To emphasise the fact that fur is going to be quite a important part of this Eotheod design that makes them stand out from Rohan, is what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
And I think also, actually, Edward, consider giving some fur to your guys as well, because that would be something that, because I know we were saying they looked a little bit too much like Rohan earlier, but fur is also a great thing that Rohan just doesn't have. So that's a.
It makes sense for high tier units to have fur because it's a means to show off, right?
That's
because
true.
if you want to keep yourself warm, you'll turn the fur in, so you don't want to have the fur looking out. So I personally
so you're rich enough to afford fur that's just on the outside for show.
Yeah,
that's
because when if you have fur, you want it to keep yourself warm, so you would turn it in, like the furry part should be inside your clothing.
That's true.
It actually keeps you warm.
Probably for the higher tiers then. For your higher tier main veilsmen, I think that's a good idea. Right, let's go again. I haven't been neglecting the chat, but I do apologise if I've missed some of your comments, but Matteo is saying, will there be hobbits in the Anduin like Divide and Conquer? Yes, there will. And Theodot is actually designing them as we speak.
Exactly, yes.
You'll see them soon. Joe H. From the Eotheod article on Tolkien Gateway, messengers were sent forth and the Eotheod completely removed to the plains of Calenarton. Oh yeah, no, but Maestro said that doesn't quite make sense because, because logically some people would stay behind. There's no... You can't completely displace the people. That's ridiculous. Unless they completely love Eorl, which he was a great king, from what I gather. David, 3D environmental artists, or I do a bit of concept 2D or 3D too. Oh, okay. Well, it'll be good to have you, David, when you decide you have enough time to join. Fur hood and cape. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I think someone did mention that. Maybe you did earlier. Having a hood over this. I mean, that makes them look like they're from a really cold place, and they're not actually from a really cold place. Although actually, Framsburg is more northern than the rest of the Anduin Vale. So let's try it. I'm going to do it on a new layer just to be. I mean, it's crazy. I'm using a new layer. Look at that. How would this work? So he has a... I guess you could have a wolf head? No, I don't want to do a wolf head or an animal head. It might look a little bit weird having just fur on.
Maestro had a suggestion. He said, Marin, do you remember the plume vote we had? I think variant 3 might be nice to include somewhere, not quite as Roman. Also with regards capes, you may consider adding a shoulder cape.
Oh, like one that hangs on your shoulder, like a one-sided cape. That would be cool. That would be very cool. I guess that's our third variant, really. I mean, I'm not entirely sold on this fur on the head, to be honest. He looks a little bit like... I mean, what do you think, Edred?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of fur in general, so...
Right. He looks a little bit... I mean, he looks like some guy at the north or something crazy. Which is not quite what I was going for, so it's a good idea, and if with a little bit more work I could probably make it look better. But I think there's better options that I could do really quickly for now. But any units that are from really far up north, that's a great suggestion. Maybe for Gundabad. Myron, no, you already read that. Ragnarok saying, such a masterpiece. So happy that you work on Anduin and Gundabad. Thank you very much. Yeah, the work is steaming ahead now, I'm glad to say. With all our new interns. We are getting a lot done, which is really, really good to have. And soon that means I'll be moving to architecture, so goodbye 2D, hello 3D. Someone's saying, I think it would perhaps work on Dunlending or Gundabad, but it looks a bit odd on this one. Yeah, Dunlending, I'm going to redesign them at some point, but they are really low priority. They are the lowest priority, in fact, actually. So, their redesign won't happen for a while. But they have been given a massive disservice right now. They don't look very good at all. So I want to really make them look much better. All the soldiers at the moment have a wolf on their head, which just looks cool, but they all have the same design, which is just, it's not right for a wildman faction. Not right at all. And I'm keenly aware actually that I've only planned to do 15 more minutes of this stream. So I'm just going to have to hurry it up a bit. So maybe Edred, if you could take the helm on the chat.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah.
Ragnarok saying, such a masterpiece. So happy that you work on Anduin and Gundabad. And Zarni is saying, I think it would perhaps work on Dunlanding or Gundabad, but it looks a bit odd on this one. I think.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I already got that one.
Yeah, okay. Matteo is saying, maybe save the fur hood for the other units. I don't think it goes well with the Eotheod precisely.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what we all could do now.
Yeah.
So I'm just rushing. I'm sort of rushing here.
And Dara is saying, are all the 2D unit cards done?
Oh, I wish, but no, we have about 200 more to do. Because I plan on reworking all the existing ones as well. Like Gondor, Dale, Easterlings. But right now, that's not a priority. I'm glad to say that in the next update, whenever that happens, you'll be getting the Mordor unit cards. Finally, the Servants of the Eye and what they call the Guards of the Teeth have their correct looking unit cards now. But I haven't been doing much on the unit card front lately, just because I've been so busy with concepts.
Yanis Kanakis is asking, are there plans to make a Kingsman faction for Umbar?
Not at the moment, because there's some Umbar units already planned in the Harad roster, four I think. But I think it'll only happen if there's a need for it. So it might end up being a submod thing. So I don't know, but not at the moment.
Okay, so Matt Halley is saying fur lining inside the collar piece or bracers where you can still see some coming out of the edges.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. Like the design I did for Gundabad. Oh, you haven't seen that yet. I guess I'll do that on the final design we do with the cloak, which unfortunately you won't see today. Let me just work on the helmet a little bit more. No, I don't want to do a helmet right now. Wow, I change up, so I just completely decide. I just change what I'm working on all the time.
David saying, really like the bicolor pauldrons. Is the desaturated red lower part leather?
Yes, I think so. That's what Zahn suggested, which was a good suggestion. So yeah, it's a similar colour leather to the Rohan. Although Rohan, these bits are metal for Rohan, but yeah, I think it complements the bright red, really quite well.
A cup of tea asking on what units is Edred working on. I'm working on 2 units for Lorien. The Outriders and the Lorien Sentries. And I'm working on the Anduin Valesmen Tier 1 and Tier 2. But the main Valesmen. Not
you're doing Tier 2?
Yeah, the leather one I showed previously.
Oh, are they leather? Is that what the trailer says?
Yeah, they are leather, indeed. The Tier 2 are leather, the main Valesmen.
Oh, they are terribly armoured then. I thought they were Tier 1, to be honest. I guess the Tier 1 are just cloth.
Yeah, the Tier 1 are just cloth, that's why I made that design with only the clothing.
Oh, I see.
And the Tier 2 is leather armor, mostly.
I would say you could...
Only. Yeah.
I mean, I would say, like in the Tier 1, I think at least they should have helmets.
Yeah, but that's what I was planning. I was waiting for Arrow to come up with some helmet designs, so I would add them but only for the spearmen.
The melee,
the
melee ones, I guess.
The archers I wanted to leave without because I like how they look right now.
They do look great.
Yeah.
I think. Well, if it's tier 2, I would say you could add like here and there, like maybe a chainmail coif or something.
Exactly.
Because like I know they're obviously not very elite, but just to make them look like tier 2.
Yeah. Well, I think though they are very distinguishable from tier 1.
That's
because
true.
they already wear and are more equipped. And I was waiting for the helmets, as said. So but adding a coif is a good idea.
I think a little bit of metal here and there, just to differentiate actually between Rohan, because Rohan's tier 1 look like that, whereas Anduin's tier 2 look like that. So that's.
But on the Trello, it was said that the Anduin's tier 1 should be cloth. So I just put tunics and scram sacks.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. I didn't look. Sorry. That poor guys are going to get absolutely melted on the field.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're there for.
They are literally there to run at the enemy.
Yeah.
And soak up arrow fire. Poor guys. As you can gather, they probably won't be the most skilled, the most elite
definitely
faction folks, I'm afraid. But they will look very cool. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I see that you actually just work on one layer, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the best example of someone who works with layers at all. Edred is much better with layers than myself.
Because I have to use them because I'm really not any good with colors. So.
But that's I mean, it's just being organised actually, layers, I'd say, because it just makes your life easier actually. Because if I want to rub out this fur, for instance, behind there, instead of just doing that, which I would do if there was a layer underneath on its own, I have to be really careful and I have to go all the way like that and like that, like that. So it's annoying, but I don't know. I guess I go with like the traditional artist approach, where if you have a painting in front of you, you can't just rub out certain bits of it. You have to, if you rub it out, you have to paint all over it again, and I kind of like that.
Zaran saying that shoulder thing looked better than what I imagined it would become.
Oh, good to hear.
And Ragnarok is saying, I love the animal fur on them, gives them a great northern and more ancient vibe.
Also good to hear. I'm glad you like it.
Guardians of Otherdine is asking, would red plate armor for a unit look good? I think some Imladris units.
I mean, Elrond's custom general will have his red armor, I think.
But I think some in-game Imladris units. No, they are silver.
No, they've got silver.
Yeah.
Red armor. I mean, how would you have red armor? You'd have painted armor or lacquered armor. I guess lacquered armor is like samurai armor. But that would, or sort of like enamelled armor. That doesn't seem very Northman though to me. I think that's more of a high medieval Gondorian / Arnor thing. Or Dwarven actually. We have.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of wacky coloured dwarves?
We have the Orokorni. They have.
Oh, that's true.
More reddish armor.
Yeah, no, indeed. Great design on them, by the way. They look really good.
Thank you.
There we go. And of course, at the moment, folks, these guys do look like they're floating. I really must emphasise how much a shadow. I mean, I'll do it for you now to show you how much a shadow really just makes them improves the whole thing. And so, Theodore, what I'm doing now with the shadows, I've switched to my really soft brush. I'm going to put the opacity right down to like 20%. Select that darkest colour, and then we're just gonna work to get, and it really helps sell that the lighting is coming from this way here. Like so. Just now he's standing on something. It just adds life. Likewise with this guy. This guy has his shield here as well, so that's going to block most of this in darkness. And I'm aware that I'm drawing over that guy, so let's do that. There we go. And there you go, now they look like they're actually standing on something. Let's check how that looks. It's always fun to see them like literally come to life when you add the shadows. Although we probably will move. I might really have to redo them because I'm probably going to remove them around and stuff. But let's just quickly start to round things off, unfortunately, because I think it's sadly. Oh, we need to change the brush back. Sadly, soon time to finish. Jose Martin saying Helmingus Guard, Guards of Helm's Deep. They look very similar actually to because the Westfold units of Rohan do use red. As followers of Erkenbrand, who famously has a red shield. But no, these guys are not Rohan. I'm glad you can tell the similarity. Matt is saying that that's more. The red plate armor is more Emperor Snoke. Yeah, Emperor Snoke's Sith bodyguard. They did look very cool. Yeah, that's true. I'd say that's more of like a modern plastic kind of thing as opposed to. But yeah, red lacquered armor does look very similar to that.
Yeah.
Dara saying, are you planning on adding many more members to the team? Well, we don't add members to the team. You apply to join the team. If we like the look of your work, we'll absolutely take you. And I mean, there's no limits to the team. We could have a team of 200 people, and then we'll get the mod done in a year or something. So we take what we're given. But yeah, Dara, if you would like to apply, be my guest.
Oh, and Zarn is saying, where was Anduin Vale when the Westfold fell?
Yeah, that's true.
Looks like no one was there when the Westfold fell.
I still haven't had my question answered of where was the rest of Rohan when the Westfold fell?
Yeah.
I think it's easy to blame Gondor, but where was those 6,000 spears that you managed to muster in a week to ride to Minas Tirith when the Westfold fell?
Yeah, exactly.
Deary me, Theoden. His old age must be getting to him.
By the way, whoever would like to apply, I would just say don't be shy and try it out, because I tried that, I don't know, I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago. And I was like, no man, there's no way in hell I'm gonna enter. But just try it. Just say, screw it. Try it out, because when you'll be taken in, and someone, you'll have someone who will give you stuff to work on, and it's just I don't know, you improve so quickly in such a short amount of time, and you know exactly, like, okay, I should be learning Marvelous Designer now. Now I should be learning Substance Painter. Now I should do this and that. Like, for example, I used to do everything in Blender, just modeling, doing absolutely everything, texturing, absolutely everything. I would actually sculpt the clothes instead of trying to learn Marvelous Designer, because I didn't even know like what the hell that was. And you know, and you just learn so quickly, you know, the basic stuff. Like, okay, you need to do this, this, and that. And there's no time pressure. There's really no time pressure. It's just, you know, do it at your own pace. I was a bit stressed out at first before joining, because I was like, oh man, are they gonna make me do, I don't know, stuff really quickly? But no, that's just not the case. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun, especially working in a team.
Yeah, definitely. And the team is great also.
Man, that was well said.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. We should employ you to become our advertising. Yeah, folks, you've heard it from the intern himself. And yes, so we do have an intern position. So if you, you know, don't feel as confident, just go for it. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen is that we say, you know, we don't feel you're quite ready yet, and go away and practice and come back when you're feeling better. You know, and then all it's down to you. So just go and practice, and but that's literally it. We're not gonna bully you or like make fun of you or anything like that.
Oh, there's no reason we want to make fun of you. All we want is you to improve. So
yeah, exactly. If you show potential, like the people who have loads of experience in this kind of stuff, you can see if someone has potential. And if they are enthusiastic, enthusiasm is the best thing. You know, you just, people respond so well to that. Like, if some people have that, like, the team is just willing to put in all those hours to teach you. So yeah, anyone here who wants to help out, you are more than welcome to apply. And it means the mod will get out to you faster. So if any of you community members see someone posting stuff that looks really, really good, just, I wouldn't say spam them, but like let them know about, you know, applying to the team and stuff. Because, or even if you see artwork anywhere else, you know, and you see them and you think they might be really interested in helping out, just let them know, make them aware, because a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, and maybe, like, for example, if some of you like are watching this and maybe you're interested in 2D, or, you know, maybe I think maybe like 3 weeks worth of work on your own, and then you could just, you know, easily apply, and I'd say you could have a really good chance at getting in. For those of you who are interested, I mean, it's like, if you right now, you know nothing about, I don't know, anything that has to do with this, but you're interested in, let's say, 2D, 3D, whatever. You can do, like, you can put some, you know, just small effort, you know, 1 hour or so every day, and for 3 weeks, and then boom, in 3 weeks you'll get huge, and then you can apply, and yeah, you'll have a pretty good chance.
No, yeah, well said. Although actually I must say that 2D is now closed off, unfortunately, because we have now got 5 2D artists, 6 including our UI artist. So that means I think we have enough for the moment. But yeah, if you are interested, I mean, do let me know. If you send me or Elegy or a message, you know, just let me know you're interested. And then, you know, when we open up again, if people leave, or if we find we need even more 2D artists, we'll let you know. But of course, 3D modelling, that is, I mean, that's quite a daunting one for some people. But we've got loads of pros who are always happy to help out. But yes, we take as many of them as we can get, because of course that's the bread and butter of the mod. And Matt Henley, I agree. I felt the same. Matt Henley is our other 2D intern. I'm glad to hear that. And Commissar Aikun, Aisun, sorry, I've name. How does one learn how to draw like that in Photoshop? Impressive. I would say it's down to, because I only use there's very little of the actual like photo editing being used here. I'm literally just using brush, eraser. That's it. You can make this with just a brush and eraser. Other tools like the lasso tool and stuff, that's useful, I guess, but it just comes with practice, really. If you understand the fundamentals of drawing in real life, like sketching and painting in real life, then transferring over to digital is super easy, as Edred can attest to.
Yeah. And Matt Henley is also bringing up a good point. You can basically learn anything you want if you put the time in.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Like I was saying earlier about talent, it's not. I don't believe in it. I really don't like it when people just say like, "Oh, you're so talented." Even if you have talent that helps you understand shapes and ability to put it down on paper a bit better than others, which doesn't mean other people can't do it. It's just, that talent is nothing if you don't put in those hours. Like I've put in, gosh, I like 10,000 hours, 12, 15,000 hours into art. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. And it's something you're always learning. I'm still very much learning. And you just get better and better and better.
And that's like the amazing part, is you keep learning.
Exactly.
And then you improve, and then you see how well you improve.
Ooh. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think there was research done showing like how quickly can you get from quote unquote no talent to talented, or to the point where someone can call you talented even though you've never attempted that. And it like literally, I think it takes around 100 hours, not 10,000 hours like it used to say. Of course, that's for professionals, but it's really just. I mean, it's such a basic thing that keeps getting repeated, but it's just practicing.
Yeah,
like I don't know how to stress that enough. I went like I knew nothing about, almost nothing about Blender, I think 2 months ago, and now I can work. I mean, and when I joined in, I knew nothing about Substance Painter or Marvelous, what else am I using? ZBrush, right? But I don't know. You just.
That's off. Yeah, completely agree.
Take it step by step. It's very important not to, that.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, that, like, for example, obsession with the gym. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do 5 workouts every week, even though I'm a complete beginner, and after max a month you're gonna give up. And that's not how you do it. It's just you need to have patience and take it slow, because otherwise you're just easily gonna burn out. The same as with art, the same as with like, for example, I am in a university of economics, and I joined in knowing nothing about economics, absolutely nothing. And it's, you just take it step by step until you get better and better. And I got to have pretty decent grades now, and I came from a high school of art, of drawing and sculpting, real sculpting. So yeah.
Well, I'm doing real model making and sculpting at university, so that's very much my thing as well. But yes, so I agree with art. I'd say that 10,000 hour rule, I would say it's more than that, because when you get older, you are still learning. You never stop learning. So I would say 20,000, 30,000 hours, because I probably put in 10,000 hours, and I'm not a master. By no means am I a master. This is far from being professional. So But anyway, oh god, lots of people speaking at once. Let me just quickly catch up with the chat again. Matt Henley saying there's tons of tutorials on the internet and Skillshare is great. Yes, completely agree. There's with the internet you can learn so much now. God, I sound like an old man. With the internet you can learn so much now. Gosh, it's incredible. Haze of the Reach, are you guys looking for a composer? Oh, that'll be cool. Such as battle music or background music. I'm trying to gain experience and it'll be on true honour. Haze, message Elegy or Maestro on the Discord. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not a music. Well, I do some of the music, but I'm not a full-time music guy. We do use the movie soundtrack in-game, but we use like our own OST for promotional stuff. It's sometimes playing in the background of streams and stuff. Not my ones though, because my poor internet wouldn't allow it. But yes, so do contact them if you're interested. That'd be cool. Dara, what's the best modelling program to start off with? Definitely Blender, because it's free. And again, loads and loads of tutorials out there. So, I mean, I just strongly recommend just going for it. Haze of the Reach, how about a kind of wave going around the shield to symbolise the river Anduin? Another excellent suggestion. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's a great idea.
I guess we could do something like this, just to have that. Sorry, I'll work it out. I'll clean things up. I need to finish the stream fairly soon, so I will. There we go. Something like that, all around the shield. Again, really rough, but. What do you think of that? Gosh, that's terribly drawn.
Personally, I think it looks sick. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I like it. Commissar, thanks for the advice. I guess it seems intimidating since I haven't drawn for years. Motivates me to try and learn more now. I like to hear that. Thank you very much. Oh, why am I saying thank you? I'm glad to hear that. Sorry. I'm glad to hear that I've inspired you. Settings, Metin. Looks like a Lannister soldier. He kind of does actually. It's those like. They have black actually. They were black, red, and silver. And the gold, yeah. But alas, no. The Lannister design is pretty cool, but the helmet's a bit silly. But I like the chest armor. Okay, and I think with that I'm going to call it a day on the design. I mean, any questions you have, now is the chance to ask them before we finish. But Hazer Reach saying, or like an individual wave coming out of each point using almost joining to the next, but not quite, like it curls back just before. That's a good idea. I mean, let me sketch in. I said I finished, but here we go. Here we are again, continuing. So it curves in like that, and it just curves out just like that. I guess, yeah. I guess that's similar to something like that. I mean, of course, I'll figure that out, but that going all the way around the shield would look very cool. Yeah. Kind of more similar to the sun, though, which is more Rohan. But yeah, great idea. Great idea. But yeah, we'll call that a day for now.
All right.
So unless you have anything to say, I'm going to head off. Of course, thank you everybody here for coming along. It's been really good fun to have you all here with me.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Thanks for inviting. Great to meet you guys.
Yeah,
finally.
You too. So we've had Edred, Theodort, Schnitzelboy, we've had Frusty, Wizlet. Hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh, good. But yeah. Sorry. Yanis, thank you for streaming. Oh, thank you for turning up, man. Thanks all of you for turning up. And Papa Giant, which faction is this for? This is for the Anduin Vale. Oh, two of you already quicker than me. Yes, the Anduin Vale, the Eotheod, Rohan's ancestors. That's why they look so similar to Rohan. But I'm sorry if you've just joined. We're going to end very soon. But yes, of course, as a passing message, of course, do check out the Discord if you are new. Absolutely, that is the place to, be in touch with all that's going on with the mod.
Yeah.
So I do recommend that. Of course, we've got other social media, Reddit, Instagram, and of course my Instagram account, like Instagram art accounts and stuff, is all in the description as well if you want to see more of my own work. But other than that, thank you all for turning up. It's been great, folks, and I'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Have a nice
Goodbye.
See ya.